Welcome to the party. I am your host, Elise. See you 7,000 in the video. Today we are watching episode 2 of 9 Perfect... Did that make it? Yeah, okay. Episode 2 of 9 Perfect Strangers. It's been a minute since I reacted to episode 1, but we are back for episode 2. I'm excited. I hope you all are excited. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content. Bob and I always appreciate it. And with that being said, let's just get right into episode 2 of 9 Perfect Strangers. I really need this recap this time because it's been a minute. Feel the music. This one's a nice slow one for us. We're running. Why are we running? Oh, that's right. She just had a thing. Last episode, we left off on her having, like, I guess, like, an anxiety attack kind of thing, but she fled the tent. And that's where we are right now.
It's my brother, Zach. He stopped living 3 years ago.
Oh, the way she phrased that. He stopped living 3 years ago? I mean, phrase it however you want to help yourself, but wow. Her brother's name is Zach. Let's just all take a moment to remember that.
It would have been his 21st birthday this week.
Oh.
Our 21st. We were
twins? They were twins? And they were womb mates. I'm sorry. Don't stop.
He stopped living the day before our 18th birthday.
What?
Go for a run. We're runners.
She's a runner. She's a track star. I'm sorry. Now is not the time for jokes. I've been making jokes to help myself feel less awkward. So, like, I'm sorry.
It's a fucking crime, is what it is.
A crime?
Tossing our cells for contraband? Not giving our shit back? That's a violation of our human rights, lady.
I feel like that was part of the contract you signed, which is why you always read things you sign.
Yeah, this is not what I signed up for. Just like FYI.
We're okay, but
She is nervous. Look at her. She is just a ball of stress. Like, wow. Like, girl is scared.
and you whittle away at everybody else. You don't have to see your own bumps and bruises.
I thought the point of the retreat was that Maja did address her demons and is now a better person, so she made the retreat to help other people. I thought that was kind of the point. Is that not the point? I feel like Francis said a stupid.
Are you happy with your life?
What a question. Are you guys happy with your lives? Let me know.
Who the fuck is happy with their life?
Plenty of people. And that question reveals a lot about you. Answer.
I just want you safe, healed, whole. And I think that's what you want.
She said, go on, do it. I dare
You
you.
never wanted to take your pills, Tony. Just your secret.
He did it. Are you serious? Ooh. He crunched that. Did y'all hear that? He bit into that pill. That is not... Her smile creeps me out. Like, it's unsettling. It's not comforting.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. But Jess, I believe her name is, what are you doing? She is just about the most awkward person when it comes to interacting with the other people here. Like, she has a social media personality that's, like, very, like, confident and charismatic, and then you have the real Jess, who seems to be a very, like, anxious person, I guess, and, like, lacks social skills. I don't know if that's just because she's online too much or if because she has no idea what's going on in this retreat and is worried. I guess we're gonna find out.
To be mindful of others, that they might be meditating, and try not to disturb. So that's what that.
Okay, that's what happened there. Okay.
I'm not meditating, just despondently staring into the gaping void.
Me. Me all the time. Please tell me I'm not the only one.
It's your crisis.
Oh, marriage counseling. Yeah, Ben and I just.
You came to a retreat for marriage counseling, but I feel like the person best suited to counsel you on your marriage is a marriage counselor. Perhaps that would have been a better idea than this retreat that clearly has underlying issues going on. Something's going on here. I don't know what yet, but something's not right.
He saw her. And until then, she never knew. She'd never been seen before.
Oh.
It was like coming home.
Coming home.
No.
Tell
No,
the
it's
world
not.
I'm
It was
coming
wonderful.
home.
Feeling in the world to be seen.
Oh.
I wouldn't look to novels or music or movies to tell you the truth about love. They lie.
She's not wrong. But yeah, definitely don't look to fiction for how love works, because it's just, that's not, it's fiction for a reason, let's just put it that way.
I'm gonna...
I think she was hoping for, like, more optimistic advice during her marriage is in trouble. And she was hoping that, like, maybe, like, oh, like, we could have, like, a happier ending, like, stuff in books and movies. Only for Francis to be like, nah. No. What?
Let's have a great day today.
Maja, what? Why do I feel like someone's gonna get pushed off that cliff by the end of this show? Oh?
And I think Brecky's mandatory.
Brekkie.
Certainly wouldn't want to break a rule.
There's resentment for something in there somewhere. I'm not sure what she's referencing with that, but she's resentful of something that he's doing. She's obviously resentful of him following the rules, but, like, what rule did he follow that led to such resentment? Jesus.
You know what you said to me right after? Do you remember?
Oh no.
You said,
Here it is.
things happen for a reason.
Oh. Who says that? Your son just died. And you tell your wife things happen for a reason? That's your great comfort? Jeez. Oh.
For being so constantly upbeat.
Oh.
For trying to make sense of the most incomprehensible. But mostly for making me feel so alone.
Okay. We got it, guys. Okay, so she resents him because he's so, he's trying to stay happy in a way, and she's just upset, and he's not really joining her in that feeling of being upset, and he never really has, even a couple years earlier when Zach did actually die. So she's resentful of the fact that, like, he never grieved in the same way that she did. And basically, him always trying to be a beat left her to be sad alone instead of with him, working through it with him in a together sort of sense. It was, I had to go through it alone while you just kind of went on with your life. And she resents that. And honestly, fair enough. Do you guys think that's fair? Let me know in the comments down below if you think it's fair that she's upset about that, or if you think, like, people grieve in their own way and she doesn't really have the right to be mad that he grieved in his own way. Let me know. My only sunshine, you make me happy when the skies are gray.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Is that like a foreshadow into, like, an issue with weight? I don't know. I'm kind of confused by that.
Ari, he was in a car accident.
Oh my god, is he okay?
What?
They put him into an induced coma.
What is going on here?
It's an imaginary person, and I told him I loved him.
This happens to a lot of women of your age and circumstance.
What just happened? Did her husband turn out to be, like, a killer or something? What is, like, a criminal? I'm so confused.
How are we doing, everybody?
I lost weight.
You know, I was meaning to say.
Why are you trying to lose weight? You're not fat. How's everybody so obsessed with that kind of thing?
Don't go there, sir. Don't. Don't. You're gonna walk into something you don't want to walk into with that question. Wow, what a shot. That looks beautiful. But also her hair looks really good underwater.
Tell me, you pool sit when you're stressed, and you've been down here every day of late. What's wrong?
Find you someone who knows you.
It's difficult.
It is what life is, more
Are they like a thing?
than anything. Difficult.
Are they a thing?
We are. And we always...
Do we ship that? Let's see, Maja and I don't know his name, so I can't make a ship name, but if you guys ship it, put a ship name in the comments, and we'll see what happens. You really should stand when you dig a hole. I feel like sitting doesn't help much. Smart. That's smart. That's intelligent, bringing that fan right there.
Lie down in your ditches.
No. Nope. I'm not lying down in a ditch just because I'm not lying down in a ditch, but also dirt. Like, I know that I know how that sounds, but like dirt would get like just everywhere in my hair. It would just take forever to clean up, and I just don't feel like doing that for whatever exercise we're about to do. Also, I don't like the feeling of dirt. I don't like when it gets in my underneath my fingernails, bro. I don't like dirt. Okay? I don't like sand either, okay? I just don't like it. I also don't like the possibility of bugs. That's another thing. Bugs is a big part of it, actually, like ants. Ants are in dirt. Like, I don't want ants on me.
Not because it is unknown, but because it forces us to confront our deepest regrets.
You guys, do you confront your deepest regrets currently? Are you waiting on that still? For when you think about death? Let me know.
Think of your life past.
Let's think of our life past.
Imagine that your
Why was he sitting like
body...
Sorry. Oh.
Yeah.
You are not throwing dirt on me. No, ma'am. You are not throwing dirt on me. What's holding you back, guys?
Think of the relationships that matter to you. The people who will mourn you. What do you
She
want
didn't
them
have
to
a
say about
breakdown.
your life?
They're at your funeral. What do you hope they say to you while you're being buried? Or about you, not... You know what I mean.
You know, this exercise is ridiculous.
Just lie down, Francis.
Did Frances realize she has
What
no
is he
one...
gonna-
She doesn't really have anyone around her anymore. She doesn't have any of her 2 husbands that she divorced. One seemed like a fair divorce, though, because he was a criminal. And I'm pretty sure killed her child. Like, I'm just putting that out. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And, she doesn't really have anyone around her anymore. I mean, she has, like, her friends, but, like, in terms of family and, like, loved ones, she's lacking in that, and I think she's realizing it as we continue when she's at unfulfilled life. She has an unfulfilled life, which is really sad, but it's fixable still. It's gonna take some work.
Then you'll love this. I prepaid my own funeral. Because...
She prepaid her own funeral? Oh. Is that her thinking no one's gonna set up a funeral for her? Like, what is that?
nobody else is gonna do it.
Yep, that's just sad.
It was interesting.
Please be open, please.
Come on, Ben.
Jessica, your session with Masha is now.
Is that mandatory?
Okay, listen. Y'all, Jess is terrified of Maja. She is just... I mean, look at her. She's already, like, playing with her hair because she's so nervous about a one-on-one with Maja. She just... I think part of it also is she's scared to face, like, what's wrong with her in the marriage, you know? Because she's there because she wants to fix the marriage, but there is that, like, is the main issue me? Like, what's wrong with me in this marriage that's causing the problem? That could be, like, an underlying thing she's scared of hearing. Like, she could just be scared of the suffering part, as we previously saw in episode 1. So, it could go either way, really, or maybe she's scared of Maja saying, like, the marriage is unsavable. You know, there's plenty of things that Jess could be scared of right now. But I feel like the main one, like, the top ones are just Maja in general and what Maja has to say about her in relation to Ben and their marriage.
Ooh, I felt that.
Yeah, I'm just taking some blood.
For what?
Why?
For your blood sugar.
Mm-mm. That's not why you're taking it. This girl's lying. Mm-mm. This is what I'm saying. Something sus is happening. I'm not sure what it is, but we're gonna find out at some point.
I like you. That makes one of us.
Oh. Oh, that's sad. She doesn't like herself.
You're very nervous.
Yeah, I am.
I feel bad for her
There
being
is
so
no reason
nervous.
to be. What is particularly making you anxious right now?
Your stare, for one. Her eyes are so piercing, like constantly just staring into your soul. Like, no.
You
I was right. I called it.
being seen on the inside, which you strike me as very capable of. It just makes me
Came here afraid.
I mean, that speaks to the point of earlier when she was talking about the line from the book, like Francis's book, like to be seen. So she obviously feels seen on the outside given her social media presence and that validation externally. But maybe she just has a hard time being herself, and that's part of the marriage problem. Because Ben also only gets this facade that she puts out on social media in their personal life too. So that could be it. And Maj is getting to a new point about her being afraid when she got here, which that's an interesting way to look at that.
when I was
She's
lying in that ditch.
she's struggling
You
out
know,
here. She's doing like the nervous ticks left and right.
I thought about comments.
Comments?
My family.
Priorities are in the wrong order. The fact that you worried about random people's comments before you thought about like your husband or your mom or your dad or any siblings you have, like that's bad.
Why doesn't he love you anymore?
That's a question. Why doesn't he love you anymore? Oh, that hits different, doesn't it? What a question. I think I was right about that too, though, because I said like her top two things are being scared of Masha just in general, which I was right about because she admitted to it, and the second one was, is she the problem? Is it like her? I was right. Nailed it.
If you don't mind, I'm social.
Why do I feel like they're gonna end up together by the end of this? Like, I know that's like very random, but it's kind of like those like enemies to lovers fan fiction storylines. Where you just hate each other, but like you slowly grow on each other, and then like it's fine. Get together.
My entire adult life, people have been telling me to fuck off.
'Cause you're rude. No one wants to be around a person like you. You're constantly negative and you're rude. Like, sir. That's why. I hope he jumps in and just splashes her. Oh, yep, here we go. Children, I swear.
Wardrobe, hair, makeup, props. I did it all. Yeah, until I had my girls. My husband, he didn't want me to work anymore. So, you know, he didn't like the idea of a nanny raising our kids.
I think that's fair, though. It's not want to have a stranger raising your kids. Like, you would rather have, like, your wife raise children. I mean, like, I get that. And I also get the idea of, her wanting to still have her career. Like, I get that. You have to sacrifice one or the other at the end of the day, though. She made her choice on that.
Is that really something to be proud of? These bloody breeders.
I hate when people do that. They call people who have children breeders. It's just... Are you bitter? Like, like, it's just, it's uncalled for. And, like, people have children. Why are you going to insult them for that by using the word breeders? Like, it's just sad if you ask me to do that. I swear they're like children. Oh! Got her in the mouth. Wow.
What happened?
He's gonna act like he doesn't know. Terrible.
Who's what?
Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Who had a fake child that got a fake illness and then convinced me to send him quite a bit of real money.
I was way off. I was so far off. It's not even funny.
There's part of me that thinks it was worth it.
What?
6 months of love and...
But he didn't love you. That wasn't real love. It may have felt that way, but it wasn't. Why?
Half a year of that, feeling like that. Not a bad deal, right?
I think it is if it's a lie. And I honestly, like, think this is her mind's way of justifying what happened and trying to cope with it.
It can't, no, because it can't be, because it's not published yet.
It's not out.
It's still in manuscript form.
I don't know what to tell you.
Stressed. I would be freaking out. I wouldn't know what to do in that situation.
He didn't like it very much.
Oh.
He didn't like, did he hate it?
What do critics know anyway, huh?
At least he was nice enough to try to make her feel better about it, you know? It could have been rude. Why did she walk away from the... See, this is what I was saying about the cliff. Someone's gonna fall off this cliff. Like, I knew it.
Do you know what they say about holding hands?
No, what do they say?
It's intimate.
Oh,
It
okay.
can be more intimate than love-making even. You?
Okay, yeah. Watch who you're holding hands with, guys.
I don't want to find myself. I don't think I'm equipped for the discovery. I just had kind of a near-death experience myself, so I guess that's one thing we have in common.
Know your limits. I think there's something to be said about saying this. A few things can be said. It could come from a place of fear of what you find, or the fear of the suffering you may have to experience to find yourself. It could just come from a place of not being ready, which also happens. If you're not ready to do it, then you shouldn't try, because it's not going to work.
I'm a one-trick pony that can no longer do her one trick.
I think you can. You just may have to try a different story, perhaps. Or go back and edit the one you made. Like, you can fix this. You know, it's not impossible.
The Japanese art of repairing broken pottery.
Oh,
broken pieces
okay.
are mended with lacquer, powdered gold to make something stronger.
You got this, Francis. Continue on your journey to find yourself.
I don't think I want it.
I'm the problem. Do you realize you guys are the fucked up ones inside, and all you do is hide it from me?
I mean, most parents have to protect their children. It's kind of just what they do.
From each other, from everybody.
In terms of from each other, that's a bigger issue, because, you know, you should be able to communicate with your wife or husband, whichever, about what you're experiencing. And from everyone else, someone else's business, really, so I get doing that. But you're supposed to be in a retreat where you're supposed to be more open about that, so they should really get into that mindset. Alright, guys, let's discuss the episode a little bit, because there was a lot going on. So, I guess we could kind of go, like, character by character for this one. Let's just start with Francis, I guess. In this episode, we get her backstory with what happened with Paul. I was very wrong about my prediction of said backstory, but it actually makes a lot of sense about her issues with fulfillment, because she's had 2 divorces. You know, the guy she fell in love with wasn't who he said he was. He made up a child and took her money. And in her mind, in like an attempt to cope with it all, came up with this idea that, you know, like, it was still a good thing because I got to experience love, but she fails to realize that she didn't actually experience love. She experienced this fictional version of that. And I think that also speaks to what she told Jessica, because it's the exact opposite thing, where Jessica was saying to, like, because Frances wrote a book about that fictional type of love, and then she's saying that it's fake and that you shouldn't view that love that you see in books and movies and TV shows as something that's real. But yet here she is anyway doing that with Paul and the fake child thing. Because it's hypocritical, but you can see why she is going through that, because when she gives the advice to Jessica, it comes from a place of, I want to help you so you're not in an unrealistic place. But in her own life, she fails to see that she's doing the same thing that Jessica wants to do, because she can't see it from an outside looking in perspective, where it was actually a really toxic situation, and it's her mind's way of coping with what happened. So I think that's interesting to see how she says one thing but lives her life a different way, because that's just the way her brain has to sort it to cope with what's going on. Now, speaking of Jessica, let's go into Jessica in the episode. In the first episode, we'll go with the first episode first, we see her at, like, we can see some of her anxiety showing, and they really show it here in episode 2 with the way that she acts when they're still in the tent, to when she just goes to talk to Frances even. She's just a nervous wreck. And then when she goes to talk, and then when they're in the ditches, you see the nervousness there, and then when she goes to talk to Maja, you see the nervousness there. It's like all she is just like this ball of anxious energy. And when she has her talk with Maja, you know, it starts to make a little bit more sense. Not only is she just scared of Maja, so there's that anxiety, but she also, you know, gets asked by Maja, like, does he still love you? That big question. I think some of her anxiety comes from the answer to that question in her relationship with Ben. Because in episode 1, you know, we do see that there is, like, this guardedness in the relationship between, like, there's just a barrier between them, essentially. And I think she's worried that she's going to lose Ben because she's unable to feel like she can be her true self. Because on social media, she has this identity. She even goes on to explain, you know, on social media, she's this young, beautiful girl that everybody, like, cares about and loves, you know. They love that version of her. But then there's, like, this real version of her on, like, the inside of who she really is. And I think part of her problems with Ben is that she's unable to show that to Ben. And so Ben's like, I don't know if I want to be with this fake social media personality 24/7. And you kind of see that when episode 1, he's like, do you really have to, like, be recording right now, when they're on their way to the retreat in the first place. It'll be interesting to see how, like, that develops. And you know, when Ben attempted to talk to her about her meeting with Maja, Carmel interrupted it. I hope we do get that conversation within, like, the next 1 or 2 episodes, because I would like to see Jess and Ben, like, actually have, like, a real conversation about their relationship, so you can get more of an insight into what it's like for them as a couple. And that brings me now to Carmel. There isn't a whole lot of Carmel in this episode, but there are a few key scenes for her. The first scene that we really get to, like, see from her perspective is when she's on the scale weighing herself. And then when they're at the table and she talks about how she lost weight, and then the guy's like, why do you want to lose? Ben's like, why do you want to lose weight? And all that good stuff. I think part of Carmel's issues will have to do with weight. I'm not sure exactly how yet. There wasn't really much on the how, but the what would be the weight issue. I don't know if it's exactly an issue yet. We'll have to delve more into that. But another thing we do get to see is her relationship with her family, like her husband and her children. Like, you know, kind of like her backstory, how she worked on Broadway stuff and then she got pregnant and has some children, and her husband doesn't want her to work anymore because he'd rather take care of the children. You know, there's the argument of should she stay at home with the kids or work? I think that answer can be argued either way. Personally, I think she should just take care of the kids rather than have a nanny do it, simply for the fact that, you know, it's better for your children if you raise them rather than like a nanny. But I do see the argument where it's like, well, she could have had maybe a more successful career, you know? But I do think when you have children, you need to take that sacrifice into consideration. So we'll probably get to explore that more, whether or not she regrets that decision to leave her work. I do hope we get to explore that kind of idea of, does she regret it, or is she happy that she chose to stay with the children, the parents and the daughter. So we were at the beginning of the episode that they actually have a son / brother named Zach. And Zach died, and the daughter and Zach are twins. So we still don't know exactly like how he died, but you can definitely see why it would affect the daughter even more so, because twins usually have a closer bond than just normal siblings. And you can see very much how it affects the girl with her anxiety issues. So I do hope we get to see more of the backstory about what happened to Zach, because the way the family copes with his death is so vastly different from each other. This can get into the parents here. You have the mother who cried and really grieved it, and then you have the dad who stayed upbeat, and then you have the daughter who doesn't know what to do with herself, because her parents won't be as open about it, and they reacted so differently. And the mother even talks about how she felt alone in her grief because her husband was on a completely different end of the spectrum from her and how he grieved. So I do think there is that issue, and I do hope we get to explore that more and talk about how that really affected them all as a family, because I'm sure we will. The other guy with the drug problem, we learned a bit more about his backstory with drugs and alcohol and how he has problems with addiction. And then you also see in his interactions with Francis that he has problems with social interaction and connection. So I hope, I think through like connecting with Francis, he's going to be able to really explore himself as a person and become better. So I do think the Francis and him, like, that storyline is going to be a good one. It's going to be like a frenemies sort of relationship, I feel, and I'm excited to explore that, because I do think that they actually will be able to balance each other. So that'll be good. We'll see how he does with his drug addiction. Maybe we'll even learn more about his injuries and what his drug addiction has been like, and about his past relationships with people. I enjoyed this episode, and I hope you all enjoyed my reaction to it and a bit of my discussion here at the end, where we just kind of delved into a bit about each character. Like, share, comment, subscribe for more content, Bob and I always appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.